What is up, Texas hockey fans? What a thriller of a game that was against Ottawa here on Tuesday night, November 11th. Nico Harrison got fired today, so I'm pretty freaking amped up right now. Had a great day. Nico Harrison gets fired. The Stars win in overtime. What a thriller. Welcome to Clean Sheet of Ice, a Texas hockey podcast brought to you by Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang. I zanged maybe a little irresponsibly today because Nico Harrison's news, but Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. We love Zing Zang. Zang responsibly all season long. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code CSOI when you sign up. Play your first $5. Get $100 in bonus entries when you sign up. We'll talk about them a little bit later. I'm your host, Stone Strankman, joined always by Dom Garcia. How we doing, bud?
You know, Stone, I am not a Mavs fan. I do like a bunch of players on that team.
You do.
But there's like a happiness that everyone else feels for Mavs fans. It's just like... And then for Stone personally, look, Mississippi State football has given him some ups and downs. I think their trajectory is up if they start the freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
But the Mavs have just been a mess this year. The Dolphins, I'm not even going to discuss them. The Stars are Stone's kind of, muse and his tranquility. And if they're playing like this, that'll fire anybody up.
Like the worst first period that they've had all season, maybe, and they get a win. Yeah, brother, I'm in, dude. I'm in. Yeah, so the Stars went up to Ottawa. Ben, Stars Countdown was in the building, so you can't blame him for the loss. You can congratulate him and credit him for the win, for not messing that one up. The last time that the Stars won in Ottawa, Canada, I don't know what fucking province they're in, TBH. I have no idea. But the last time that they won in Ottawa was February 9th, 2017. Luka Doncic was not on the Mavericks at that point. Luka Doncic played 7 years almost with the Mavericks and got traded before the Stars won in Ottawa for the first time in overtime. And their first period was awful. I don't know what the shots were on goal, but it was staggering. It was bad. The Stars didn't have a shot on goal for several minutes to start. Batherson and Jensen for the Senators, they get a goal of 49 seconds into the game, and then just under 9 minutes into the game, you're down 2-0. You're sitting there and just like, all right, if we have a stinker against Ottawa and the streak extends to 9 games in Ottawa that you've lost in a row since 2017, whatever, so be it. It is what it is. So the first period was really bad. Like, I don't think that first goal should have went in. It is what it is. It was quick. It had just started. No one was really ready to get into it. But the second goal going in, I'm like, and I'm at dinner too. Like, I went to my finest Tex-Mex establishment. Tex-Mex establishment. If you want to sponsor this podcast, let me know. I'll need to talk to the owner. Know the owner. I need to talk to him, just see if he wants to sponsor. But had some wonderful dinner, some wonderful margaritas. And I'm watching that first period on my phone because they didn't have it on the TVs. And I was just like, all right, this sucks, dude. Like, I'm not even able to pay attention completely, fully. It is what it is. But they're down 2-0. A familiar place for the last 10 games or so for the Stars.
Yeah, no, this first period, so I had jotted it down. The shots were 6-12 for Ottawa. Like, and Ottawa seems to play us really well. We still beat them, but like Stützle is just unbelievably quick, and he flies by everybody whenever we play him. And early in the game, I was like, dude, this is this is what happens when we play Ottawa. Like, a really bad turnover, which is what really led to that first goal. Not getting the puck out of the defensive zone was just the story of that first period. And it was just up nothing burger on Bush. Ben is up there. I think he was sitting like fourth row. I was like, oh man, this might be a stinker.
Yeah, and it started off that way. So morning skate this morning, we saw Jamie Benn slot in for Mikko Rantanen. There was a bunch of guys that took rest. It was kind of an optional morning skate. All the Finns kind of basically took off. So Jamie Benn slotted in on the top line. So that's good to see that he's traveling, 1, and 2, that he's slotting in on line rushes and line play during morning skate. So we're getting closer with Jamie. But yeah, that first period was tough. You see all the defensive laps. You see the goaltending. You can talk about whatever in that first period. Throw it away. Throw it in the trash. The second period's been pretty rough for the last week or so for the Dallas Stars. And I was like, please, God, just get one. Like, just get one in the second. See what happens. I got back home, still watching it on my phone, but I get back home about 15 minutes left in the second period. And I'm sitting there and it's like, they just got to get one goal. And they had the flurry of shots on one possession. I was like, how did that not go in? The goaltender's flying all over the place. You got a defender in the net trying to keep the net like guarded and everything. And I was sitting there, I was like, God dang, can they get a goal? Just one goal. That's all I'm asking. And that's what we got. Mikko Rantanen, shocker, from Jason Robertson. What a play from Robo, flipping that puck into the defensive zone. Not exactly what we saw from Tyler Seguin in the last game against the Kraken, but similar. They get it through. Mikko gets a free rush. He scores the goal. Moose is Moose. Like, he's going to score those goals. That's his 9th goal of the season. Still one behind Wyatt Johnston, but sitting at 2-1 with about 3.5 minutes left in the second period, and you're like, all right, they've got juice in that second period. That's something you want to see heading into the third. And they looked a lot better in the second period. I'm not going to say it was great. It wasn't perfect, but they played a lot better in the second period. That's something that we've been struggling with over the last few games. And Mikko gets that goal, and you're sitting at 2-1. You're like, all right, I feel a lot better now.
Yeah, and it was before this goal. Mikko had that meme of was just taking a nap mid-game.
He did go down.
It was a little frustrating. I think in that second period, though, like, our third and fourth liners finally started that kind of dump and chase. Like, they were winning the dump and chase battles. And when they're winning that dump and chase battle, that's when the chaos kind of ensues. And, Moose is Moose, dude. Like, he's going to make plays that you're just like, yeah, there's 10 guys in the league that will even make that play open. And I mean, when our passing is clean, the Stars are dangerous. And it just felt like scored that goal. The entire Ottawa bench was like, oh no, I think we poked the bear, because, you let the Stars hang around, it gets tight. It gets tight, and they know how to play tight games.
Yeah, it's like not a place you really want to be, but at the same time, you're looking at it and you're like, look, man, if we're going to win all these close games in the regular season, you're kind of priming yourself for playoff hockey at that point. Like, you don't want to go down 2-0 in any way, shape, or form. Like, you can't do that in the playoffs and come back. It's a lot tougher to do that. But if you're able to do it in the regular season, that's one thing. But playing in these close games, you're kind of getting a little bit more experience in the close games and trying to figure out the small pockets of shot windows and making sure the same thing happens on the defensive end, where you're closing those shot pockets on close windows and just making sure you're kind of in the way, getting the block shots, whatever it may be. Like, they out hit Ottawa. It's the first time they've out hit a team in a while now, 24-15. They had 10 block shots, so a little bit lower than their season average this year, but they're kind of doing all the same things in the second and third period. But getting that goal from Mikko was huge, and him taking a nap right before then was very funny. Victoria E. Green, she tweeted out the screenshot, and I directly saved it to my photo library. So shout out to Victoria E. Green for that one. But yeah, so the second period was good. Third period, however, is where things got really fun. Got nervy there for sure. That power play goal from Jason Robertson was absolutely disgusting, and probably the most needed goal of the season for a player on this roster by any means, by any shot of the imagination. Like, he needed that goal so badly. I have no idea how frustrated he is. I know you can see it on the ice. I know you mentioned that he kind of looks like he's pouting after shots and everything like that, but hell, I mean, that goal was huge from Jason Robertson. Like, that puck comes around up to the blue line. Mikko keeps it in somehow, sends it over to Robo. Robo just kind of charges towards the red dots and just sends it just a fucking snipe, dude. Robo's incredible. I love Robo. We're not trading Robo. We're going to sign Robo. But that goal was much needed for him. Getting that in the net and getting the game tied again was massive. It's only Robo's 4th goal of the season. He's going to start scoring more goals now, is what I'm taking from that.
Yeah, no, and you could see how animated he was in the celly afterwards. Like, he was like, God damn, it's felt good to get that monkey off my back. And I see it leave his stick, and I see the net move like almost immediately, dude. It was a fastball And
rocket.
yeah, no, beautiful setup, absolute rocket. And when you go up, when you tie that game, you're like, Dallas is winning this game. I don't know when. Hopefully, it's in regulation. It ended up not being, but Dallas is going to find a way to win this game. And that crowd knew it. I'm curious. Ben, I think, tweeted out like, this crowd is dead. Like, this is not a Stars crowd.
That is something I wanted to mention. So I'm seeing it on the broadcast. I'm not able to see the entirety of the crowd like I do from the press box, where I can see pretty much every part of the crowd except for like the 200 level right underneath me. You can kind of see when seats are empty, and you're like, that's kind of tough. So on the broadcast, you can see that all the seats in like the middle of the ice in the 100 level are fairly empty, like maybe 15% full, maybe 20% full, like a lot of red seats, a lot of empty seats. So I wanted to give Stars fans a big shout out there. Like, hey, you got a great team and you support that great team. Ottawa is a hockey city. Canada is a hockey country, and they can't sell out a Tuesday night against a really good opponent, seeing some really good players like that should draw in some more fanfare. They couldn't sell it out. I mean, they probably sold the tickets, whatever, but not having butts in seats is crazy in Canada. I can't imagine not having butts in seats in Dallas, for one thing. And that's not a normal hockey town. It's 1993. We get the team, and you get the cup in 99, and that's kind of what happens. But not having butts in seats in Canada is crazy to me.
Yeah, no, it's Ottawa's a weird situation. Like, their stadium's out in like the middle of nowhere, and they've been trying to get a new stadium for like a decade. My brother, he interned in Canada for the US consulate in the city of Ottawa, and he was like, yeah, no, a Maple Leafs game is actually closer than to go to an Ottawa Senators game. Like, it's out in the
That's bad.
forestry. Yeah. So Ottawa's a weird situation with that, but still though, like, whoever was in that building, it was dead. Like, I was expecting some kind of booing when they kept getting these penalties, and it was silent. Like, you're up 2-0 on the Dallas Stars, and to my mistaken, Ottawa's not. Their record's 8-5. Like, they're not a dumpster fire. Without
No.
Brady, that's pretty impressive. And it was just no juice coming. Like, if that game was in Dallas, you bet our crowd is rocking.
Oh, absolutely. And then you go to overtime, and you mentioned there's no booing kind of in the third period with those penalties. There was a lot of booing in the overtime.
Yeah.
They thought they should have had a penalty. I don't remember who it was, but the Ottawa guys holding the Dallas Stars player's stick, going through the blue lines, like ridiculous amount of time for them to hold the stick, and they're booing because they think that the Stars should be called for a penalty when it should have been a penalty on Ottawa. Go 4-on-3 in overtime. They didn't call it that way. They didn't call anything. Which, sure, let the boys play. It's overtime. Fuck it. The like Stutzla and just all the Ottawa guys were just kind of buzzing in overtime. I was a little bit worried there, but that goal from Rope Hens, what did it remind you of a certain goal from the playoffs in recent years? Because I have one in mind.
You talking about the one that like bounced off of Rupe's ass?
No, I'm actually talking about a specific Game 7 double overtime winner from Matt Duchene.
Oh, you're right. It does. Yeah, it's like positioning.
The positioning, the shot, like arc and everything, the way that the stick went from Rupe, like that reminded me so much of what Matt Duchene did in Colorado in Game 6 in 2024. And hey, you take a win any way you can get it. You take your 2 points any way you can get it. Getting another win. Getting another point was huge. Like, you're still a little bit injured. Matt Duchene, I got an update on him. I'm not going to make that public, but because it's not public knowledge, but it's interesting. I have no idea when we're going to get Matt Duchene back. It's kind of scary, but yeah, that's what it reminded me of. And it just was kind of sitting on the ice. Like, I'm watching the replay right now. There's just like, what are we doing here? Like, the puck should have went in the net like 16 times before then. Like, Miro Heiskanen had multiple shots. Robo got a shot on goal, and then it just kind of sits on the ice, and Rope gets it in there. But you take those 2 points any way you can get it. There's booing all across the stadium, and you take those 2 points every day of the week. You didn't play your best game, and you got 2 points. That's a huge testament to how good this team is and how good they're going to be come halfway through the season after the Olympic break. Like, they're going to be incredible because they're going to be playing together a lot, playing in the system a lot. They're going to be just fine. But getting the 2 points there against Ottawa was huge, and breaking that streak of 8 straight in Ottawa that they had lost was massive.
Yeah, I would love to know from Gully like, how many games are we into this season?
16 maybe.
16. I don't believe we've played our best hockey this year yet.
Mm-mm.
I would love to know from him, like, if there has been a game this year where he's seen a best 2 periods, a best period, because, like, we're winning games without playing the best hockey, which is crazy. And I also want to shout out Ottinger this game. He
Yeah.
gives up 2 quick goals. It looks like it's going to be a horrendous night for him. He locks in the rest of the night. The second period for him, lockdown. Third period, lockdown. 2 saves in overtime. He was a beast tonight, man. He was a beast. He saved 27 shots, I think.
Yeah, 27 shots on 29 shots on 27 saves. He saved 21 in a row to end that game, I think.
Yeah, dude. I know it looked ugly at the start, but he was a beast tonight.
Dialed it in. He dialed it in. 20 plus straight saves to end the game, to give the Stars a chance to win that game. It was hell of a game from Otter, hell of a game from the defense to lock it down for 2 periods in a row. Like, there's those breakaways that have been happening this season so far, and they've kind of just scored on them. The defenseman back checking, making sure they get a stick in the way, to get the body in the way, get a leg in the way, just doing anything they can to disrupt the shooter from scoring. They did that all game long. Like, I mean, it's a great effort. It didn't look like that in the first period, but after that, they locked the hell in and they got that win. So, great win from the Stars.
Nah, dude. What was so great about tonight, man, was when we tied it, there was no question. Like, you're not getting away. Like, we're leaving this game with 2 points. Like that. That's such a good feeling to have when Duchesne's not on the ice, Jamie Benn's not on the ice. Like, whatever goalie is preaching, these boys are buying it.
Another point, Miro Hayes can assist number 12 and 13 on the season.
Oh, Lord.
He's one behind Mikko for team lead in assists, I believe, at 14.
Oh, my God.
Miro's going to have 70 points this year. The Empty Netters boys were right. They were right. We're going to get him on the pod in December at some point. I don't know when, but we're going to get him on the pod again. We'll talk that. Before we go to Montreal to preview that game, I want to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best way to win money this NHL season. NBA, NFL, college football are all going on right now. Win some money with Underdog Fantasy. Using promo code CSOI when you sign up, play your first $5, get $100 in bonus entries. Using promo code CSOI. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties are back in the NBA. You got fast breaks. You got just some nervy overtime games in hockey. Wyatt Johnston's always a good one to hit higher than on shots. Robo was a big one tonight. 6 shots on goal tonight for him. And then Liam Bichel hits. I always like to look at those for the Stars. You pair up a bunch of things together, you can win up to 5,000 times your money with Underdog Fantasy using promo code CSOI. Download the app today and use promo code CSOI to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code CSOI. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPEline at 1-877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code CSOI when you sign up. Play your first $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. Win some money with us all season long with Underdog Fantasy. We love Underdog. Now, the road trip's not over. You got to go to Montreal now. Montreal's kind of a wagon. Kind of love Montreal. Kind of worried about them. They're first in the Atlantic. They're 10-4-2, so similar record, 22 points. So 1 less point than the Stars, but they've lost 1 in a row. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. They're really good at home. They're 5-2-1. Can you sneak out 2 points against Montreal? I don't know. They're a really good team. I'm kind of worried about them. They're really fast. They have great shot-making ability, and they just always are clutch. In the last part of the third period where they're scoring with like 0.7 seconds left and going to overtime and then getting Caulfield's getting another goal. Montreal's a tough team, so you got to be kind of ready for them.
No, dude, they're not kind of a wagon. I think they're a wagon. Like, they got some guys. And listen, you can't win every game, but if you were to drop a stinker, I wouldn't be ashamed of a Montreal loss. With that being said, though, like, how many games in a row have we scored on the power play? Like 5?
I think it's 6 now. Is
Dude,
what they announced on the broadcast on Victory Plus.
like, not only are we scoring on the power play, but we're drawing penalties, like tripping. I guess the Stars are going to get tripped like 3 times a game. I mean, and I'm not mad at it with the way our power play is playing.
No.
The like Harley will get there. He's Miro's production is what I thought Harley would be at, and Harley's actually still producing. Like, he's making great plays.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get the Stars team on a power play, like, they can get you points. Like, man, the thing about Montreal though is like they play such a good scheme offensively that like I'm predicting a bunch of shots, and they're really good at crowding the net, and we're not good at stopping teams from crowding the net. So I could see this being a tough challenge for Dallas.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one against Montreal. Like, Cole Caulfield's a fucking dog, dude. And then Demidov is coming on right now. He just showed up from Russia. He's insane. Patrick Laine's still been pretty good for him. Nick Suzuki's really good as well. Nick Suzuki being a lock on Pierre LeBrun's Team Canada team, and Wyatt Johnston being on the bubble was kind of curious to me, because when it's like one of the best forwards in hockey right now with 10 goals, like all the things that he does, like, I don't know how you don't have Wyatt Johnston just on the 4th line for Team Canada at the Olympics.
There's so much young talent in this league. I don't ever want to hear, whenever expansion's brought up, that it'll water down the league. That is the dumbest thing you could put. That tells me you don't watch hockey, because everybody has this 25 and under, like, would make a goon squad of players. And Wyatt Johnston is only 22 years old, dude.
I can't believe how good he is already. Like, he's been in the league forever, it seems like, at this point. But he's been awesome. But like you said, goalie mentions it almost every press conference. It's like how much parity there is in the league, how much every single team in the league can win every single night that you play against them. You got to be on your P's and Q's against every single team in the NHL. Yeah, I don't know. Should be a tough one. Should be a not easy fight, just like it was tonight. But if they can kind of come out a little bit better in the first period and just not be maybe flat, is kind of what they came out. They just looked flat and a little bit sloppy in the first period, and they dug their way back into that game, and they won the game in overtime, and you take that all day long. But if you can fix that first period and just kind of come out in the first 10 minutes and be at least halfway decent, if not like just average, like, don't allow crazy shots, don't allow a number of shots, don't allow the first goal in the first minute like you did tonight, they're going to be fine against this Montreal team. They should kind of come out a little bit hotter, I would expect, for them. Like, Rupe's just kind of buzzing along. He's getting a little bit better. He's threw a bunch of hits tonight. Thought he was really physical and looked not 100%, but closer. And if you have him kind of buzzing around, and then you got that Wyatt Johnston, Mikko Rantanen on the top line with Sam Steele, Sam Steele had a really good game tonight as well. But just don't come out flat in the first 10 minutes of the first period against Montreal, and that game's going to go a lot smoother for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I guess the word is out. If you're going to challenge Dallas, the first period, you can, keep them off the track, and you can outskate them. But we have this weird, like, marathon-like mentality. In the third period, we're just as fast as we are in the first, and we're kind of slow in the first, but everyone slows down in the third, and we just don't. So if we can have, I'll put you this way, if we get up 10 shots in the first period, that means we're not giving up as many shots, and I like our chances.
Yeah, because like Edmonton came out and beat you in the first period. Anaheim got you in the second period. You got them in the first period. Nashville was kind of the second period again. Seattle, they got you in the first period, but you got them back twice in the first period. So you take that. Ottawa, first period. It's just kind of a flurry of first periods for the most part. There's been one period where it was the second period against Anaheim, and outside of that, it's been the first period. Like, if they could just come out and be strong in the first period, the game's not going to be close. It'll be 2+ goals. Should win it. But Montreal's so dangerous, dude. I love Montreal.
Yeah.
They're my darlings. I like Montreal. I love watching those clips, especially in French too. It's just gets the people going.
No, it's a great arena too.
Yeah, it's probably the best arena in the league, I'd have to guess. So after Montreal, we'll talk about that with Savannah on Friday for Montreal, and then preview Stars Hall of Fame weekend with Ralph Strangis and Joe Newendike going into the Stars Hall of Fame against the Flyers on Saturday night. I'll be back in the building for the first time in a little over a week, but back in the press box for even more than that. I'm excited to get back to it. But we'll be back on Friday, talk with Savannah about the Montreal game and preview Hall of Fame week against the Flyers. Good win tonight. Hell of a win. Way to claw back and get those 2 points, and then see if you can keep that Canada trip going and get 2 more points in Montreal.
Story of this season has been getting points you had no business getting points in. And hey, I'm not mad about it. Miro Heiskanen is on a absolute heater right now. And I think somebody on this podcast predicted that the catalyst for this team might be a guy named Miro Heiskanen.
Maybe. It might have been.
Yeah.
Might have been on this pod. You might have got that one. But it's been a fun season. It's not for lack of entertainment so far this year, and injuries and craziness and hecticness. But the Stars are getting points right now when they're not 100% healthy and they're not 100% in on the system. The sky's the limit for this team. So I'm excited about it. Let's get to Montreal on Thursday. We'll talk about it again on Friday with Savannah. Preview Hall of Fame weekend for the Dallas Stars against the Flyers. We'll be back on Friday with another episode of Clean Sheet of Ice. Shout out to our sponsor, Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary Mix. We love Zing Zang. Zang responsibly all season long. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code CSOY when you sign up. Play your first $5 and get $100 in bonus entries. That's promo code CSOY when you sign up with Underdog Fantasy. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure to comment Moose on the last podcast, on Monday's podcast. If you want to win that bobblehead, we're going to give it out next Monday. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to do it all right before the pod. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to give it away to someone. So comment Moose on the last episode, not this one, the last one. Comment Moose. You can be entered to win that Moose, Miko Rantanen bobblehead. And we'll be back very, very soon with another episode. Clean Sheet of Ice. Texas Hockey Podcast.